What's up? It's a beautiful night. Sunday night. At the dog park again. It's where I go a lot. Right now, anyway. Once again, I don't condone smoking of any kind. It's just a small habit ever since a long time ago. But I figured I'd talk tonight a little bit about a subject I like to call shadow people, shadow beings. You could probably find them on different, ghost channels on YouTube. Like Chills is one of them. Casper Sites is another. But anywho, my first experience with one was, I want to say, 10 years ago, come August. It was, August 12th. I was doing security in the Greshk Valley. Couldn't tell you where exactly. Just know it's there. Anywho, this was probably my fourth night there, maybe fifth. Luna, stop chewing on my shoes. And, no, you can't have that. Well, it was probably around balls 01, maybe 02. And I was in my night vision. I saw this tree. By this tree, I saw this figure. This figure had to be every bit of 40 feet, right? That's not all. This figure had a shield half its size and a spear that looked a good 60 to 80 feet. And he just made this tree look small, like real small. And, well, I had my driver check it out on white vision and black vision, or white hot, black hot, whatever you feel like calling it, on the other camera, and you saw it. It was there. And so then I had a good old convoy commander Nacho. I gave him a ring on the good old comm, said, Nacho, I need you to look at something with your nice $500,000 camera. Told him location. He hopped up on that sucker, looked, spotted it, and said, yeah, it's there. And then got back to me and said, I need you to check again, see if it's there. And I said, all right. Looked, I said, no, it's gone. He said, okay. Well, it's no longer there. And then immediately on comms, hey, Nacho, that thing you're talking about, it's over here now. And sure enough, it had gone a good 300 meters in a second, maybe two. Yeah, it was there. So then, Nacho's like, hey, I want y'all to, talk about what y'all see at nighttime, if this is the normal nighttime crew. And we're like, all right, cool, we will. And so we started talking. We're like, hey, man, about this time, do y'all see that, UFO that normally pops up at this coordinates of the camp? We're like, yeah, it's there right now. We're like, yeah, it's right there, yeah. And, we're like, all right, cool. It's not just us. We're like, no, man, it's there. It leaves in like 15 minutes. Sure enough, left. Gone. It's gone. Of course, they're glad I was part of night crew because I kept them up with my singing on comms. Even though I shouldn't have singing. But, you gotta sing when you're on comms at nighttime. You got to. I mean, do you know the Thizzle dance? Well, Thizzle dance, I said. You need to listen to that song because I know the Thizzle dance. Do you? Anywho. Hey, Bubby. That's my big old black pup. He's a Corso. Good puppy. Anyway, yeah. And so that was my first experience, right? 2012, interesting. Didn't get bugged again or see another till January, February of 2014. One of them months. Wait, not 2014. It was 2015. My bad. Got it. I was sleeping, having a night terror on good old Camp Leatherneck. I was, and I was forget the CB camp, but I was on there and was getting overrun. In my dream. And in my dream, we're getting overrun by not people, no, spiders. Not just any spiders, camel spiders, like Jesus size, like good God. Right? Yeah, that pool. Anyways, no, get off me. I love you, but get off me, okay? No, Luna, you can't have that. Again, you can't. You just can't. And, I got cornered. I went to punch one in the face. And, yeah, my arm went in his mouth, right? Crazy. So I woke up. I'm like, okay, cool. That was just a dream. Well, my bed in my bedroom, it was, up against the wall in a corner, you know what I'm saying? Well, you know how beds like to make that little hole in that corner because it's not fully a square mattress. And well, my arm was in there. Pulled it out. I couldn't see from my middle of my bicep all the way down. It was just gone. This black mass entity in his mouth. And it woke me up and it jumped me out of bed. I hit the door. I didn't even touch the ground. I just hit the door a good 10, 15 feet away. Thank God the door was closed. And then this entity crawled up my wall and into the AC duct. Craziness, I said. I cleaned my room, scoured it. Here she is. Can't quite see her, but she's there. And get down, baby girl. Go play with Teddy. And not there. Now then started the no sleeping because I kept seeing things. Right. I could only sleep in medical, and that's because everyone was there and they had a movie playing and a couch. And then I got back stateside, and I was just chilling, talking to my roommate, and I kept looking at the table, and I swore someone was sitting on one of the seats, only at the corner of my eye. And it was like the second or third time that week when I were just talking in the kitchen, and he's like, "Why you keep looking at the table?" I'm like, "Bro, because someone's sitting in one of them seats." He's like, "Ain't no one sitting in them seats." I was like, "Bro, man, there's a shadow being sitting in them seats." He's like, "Nah, man, nah." He's like, "But keep me informed. Let me know." I'm like, "All right." A month or so goes by. I keep my my bathroom door closed, my bedroom door closed, because they peer in the doorway. Won't let me sleep. And then, some more time went by. Saw them all, like, I'd see many, not just one, no. They'd fill all the seats up in the kitchen table. And then they'd surround my bed at nighttime, and I just never slept. Slept in the middle of that king size bed. And you could feel their entity beings at the edge of the bed as if they're pushing against it. A bunch of nonsense, bro. Nonsense. And, his wife ended up asking me, she's like, "Hey, I know you and him talk about some things, but I'm curious what it is that, he said, that there were some things going on, that you were seeing some things. I'm curious, what do they look like?" So I showed her. She said, "Oh, that's not cool." I showed her the closest thing I could find on the internet. And then we were watching a movie, I think it was called Lights Out. It was a new movie. Came out, 15, maybe beginning of 16, I don't remember. But it was doing great. It was great. I was like, yeah. And then it got to this point in the movie where the main girl is in her room and she's constantly, you know, checking the light because she swore she saw something. She's, flicking it back and on and off. And then she flicked it off. This shadow being was right in the door frame. I was sitting on the floor, Indian style, and I had jumped up a good 3 feet and ran to my room, was in my bed. And my boy had to come get me. He's like, hey man, what's wrong? What's wrong? I was like, that's them, that's it. It's right there in the TV. I was like, please tell me you saw that, right? And he's like, yeah, man. I was like, that's it. He's like, oh crap. And so, he got me back out. We finished the movie, and, I let them all know because we had a few other friends there. I'm like, dang, bro, that's what you see? I was like, yeah, man, that's what I see everywhere. 2016 kept going along. I was managing Waffle House. Man, I saw them everywhere. Saw them in the stores. Saw them in my car. It got bad. And then in 2017, like April or so, I did some work on my Durangos, my sisters at the time. So I was hanging out with them in Orlando. I was talking to one of my sisters, and I was telling her things. And then she told me, she's like, hey, what I'm about to say, if you believe in God or the devil or demons or spirits or whatever, awesome. If you don't, okay, that's awesome too. It's all on you on what you believe in, okay? Well, I can tell you that, the spirit realm is definitely real, whether you want to believe it is or not, Bubby. And, well, she's like, look, she's like, I deem you brought them back with you from Afghanistan. I was like, what? She's like, yeah, they probably attached themselves, but you were spiritually strong at the time, and then as time progressed, you got spiritually weaker. I was like, well, that makes a hell of a lot of sense. That makes plenty of sense. And, so next week, I could feel their presence. I could hear them, see them, whatever, and I started just praying and stuff. Finally, I got them off me. I disconnected that. I stopped seeing them, everything, they'd left. And then that's when and it wasn't until a couple years later I started finally seeing them, not, just me personally, but, it's on YouTube channels. People are like, yeah, it's right here, there it is. And I'm like, oh snap. Okay. I'm like, they are demons. They're definitely not friendly. They're definitely not there to be your friend or anything. They're definitely there to, do harm. But anyway, that was my experiences with the shadow people. They were terrible. If you experience them, you definitely want to get rid of them. If they're in your house or in your place of dwelling, you want them out of there. You don't want them there anymore. They're no good. And then I think it was into 17 or early 18. I was getting I did have a therapist. The VA got me to one, and I had been good for a good almost year. And where I was sitting, I didn't know he had like a window pane kind of door. Like it looked regular solid to me. And I saw this shadow move across the corner of my eye. And boy, I jumped up and landed on his like one of those like cupboards, not cupboards, but storage chest thingamajigs. They like to, a lot of people like to have the metal things. I forget what they're called. Sorry. I blame my brain injuries for that. Can't always recall what things are called or people. It sucks. Yeah, he was just, let me calm down. He's like, talk to me, man. And I, for one, didn't care or think much about a therapist or talking to somebody on, on how it'd be or whatever. Or if it'd even help. But after a year and a half of every 2 weeks, doing the same exact piece of paper that he gave me every single time, answering it as truthfully as possible and everything. Not lying about any of it. Same questions. Same like 25, 30 questions. And he'd put them in, his system or whatever. After a year and a half, he goes, hey man, I want you to look at something. I was like, okay. He goes, look, this is the chart of you, just from you answering your questions I give you every time on this piece of paper. I said, all right, cool. What's it mean? And he's like, you clearly definitely have PTSD and issues. I was like, okay. He's like, but here on the far left, of course, you were extremely suicidal, according to my paperwork. I said, okay. He said, so we definitely wanted you here. It's like, okay. He's like, but now, according to this chart, you're in a healthy range to where, can I let you go? And I was like, yeah, why? He's like, okay. He's like, I would like to go ahead and just, stop our sessions. And if you need someone to talk to, just come on in. I was like, but I'd like to be able to help someone else just like you. And I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, do that. So I mean, be able to see proof that, I had gotten better mentally helped me out a lot. But I also, kept facing fears and things and whatnot. If whatever your issues are, don't think you got them by yourself. There are others out there. No matter what your issues, PTSD issues or depression issues are, we're here. And if people keep telling you to go see a therapist and you never have, maybe you should. Maybe you should. And that's my take on some things. If you're new to my channel, you've seen these videos, they help you at all, or you can relate or anything, hey, just go. I love y'all, but go. Subscribe, comment, like. I'm here. I'll help as best I can. And I hope y'all have a good weekend and a good week. And, that's my take on shadow people. That's CB Vet signing off. Y'all have a good day.